Welcome back to another episode. So this time I'm going to explain how I go about mounting the Pentax D FA 150-450 lens to the Peak Design slide strap. That is a question that has come up, and the second part of this question is, am I worried about the tripod foot failing on the DFA 150-450, which I have seen posted on some forums in regards to tripod foot failure, which you never want to have happen because it will destroy the lens if it hits the ground. Unfortunately, some people have fallen victim to that. I wasn't there, so I don't know how they're handling the lens. My specific way of attaching the Peak Design strap to the DFA 150-450 actually distributes the weight between the camera body itself and the tripod foot or the lens itself. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of weight that's situated in one specific spot, so that way the weight distribution becomes less of an issue. In other words, instead of having all the all the weight on one specific part, so for example the tripod foot, I'm distributing the weight between the tripod foot and the camera body, so it's half the weight on each one. So let me just get into exactly how I go about doing that, and hopefully anyone who has the DFA 150-450, and I highly recommend either the Black Rapid strap, which is very similar, or the Peak Design slide strap. They are a godsend to traveling with heavy lenses, and hopefully this video helps you out in the end. So let's just get into how I go about doing it. So first things first, what I did was I actually ordered this little piece here, which came with these lugs that snap on to the strap. And as you can see, it does sit slightly elevated from the tripod foot, so these can actually get around there. And this is all I use. I don't use a very long piece or anything, just this simply. And once it's bolted in and it's tight, it does not move. I believe it's got a rubber piece on the inside of here, so it is not going to move anywhere. It is absolutely solid. So that's step one, and let's move on to step two. So step two is the camera body itself. So I have one on each side. That way, if I'm just taking the camera, I can mount the strap to both of these and it's good, or one side and then one side on the DFA 150-450. So how does that work with the DFA 150-450? Well, that's what I'm going to show you right now. So obviously step one is to remove the lens you're currently using and then mount the DFA 150-450 to the camera body. So that's step one. And then step two is connecting these to the strap. So step two is the camera body itself. So I have one on each side. That way, if I'm just taking the camera, I can mount the strap to both of these and it's good, or one side and then one side on the DFA 150-450. So how does that work with the DFA 150-450? Well, that's what I'm going to show you right now. So obviously step one is to remove the lens you're currently using and then mount the DFA 150-450 to the camera body. So that's step one. And then step two is connecting these to the strap. Okay, so when I'm mounting the strap, I go by something I've termed the inside-outside rule. So the part that will be closest to my body is this part here. Just snaps in like that. And so this is the mode dial side. And so this will be the part that's against my body. And then I just mount the strap to the outside of the tripod foot itself. So this part here. And that's it. And when you're holding it, now one thing with the strap, before I continue, is this is a rubberized part here. So this is very, very, very grippy. If you want the camera to be able to slide, so you can just swing it up and shoot, then you want it on the smooth side. Very, very robust, very, very comfortable. And what does this actually look like when it's on me? Well, let's see. So I have it on the mode dial side, on the camera body itself, and the weight is distributed to the tripod foot. So when you actually have the camera on you, you're swinging your arm through, and now the camera weight and the lens weight is distributed evenly across both of these points. So you have a big spread of the weight distribution, which is how this becomes almost weightless, just like carrying a small backpack, in a matter of speaking. And because it is centered right by your leg, it's very easy to just walk around. No issues at all. You need to shoot, you can just swing the camera up and the strap is out of the way. So that's how I go about mounting the DFA 150-450 to the Pentax K3 Mark III, or any Pentax camera. And am I worried about the tripod foot? No, because as I said, you're only utilizing half the weight on the tripod foot. So you're not centering the entirety of the weight on the tripod foot itself. And I also do check the tripod foot all the time, as long as it's solid, because there is a lock mechanism here. So if I were to actually unlock this, then it would move, as you can see here. All right, so I always make sure it's locked and tight before I mount it, just to make sure everything is good. And this is how I go about shooting for hours on end with a big heavy lens. So there you have it. That is how I go about mounting the DFA 150-450 to my Pentax cameras. I hope this helps. If you're interested in a Peak Design strap or an alternative strap for you to be able to handle a large lens on foot without a tripod, I highly do suggest this strap. It's absolutely fantastic. Very, very comfortable. And you do not feel the weight of this lens, and you're not constantly going to be like this. A lot of it you will be just waiting on standby. So it does take a lot of the pressure off your body, and it's very easy to just get the camera up and shoot. So there you go. If you like the video, leave a like. And if you have any questions or comments in regards to this, you want me to go a bit further, let me know in the comments below. That's it. You'll see me on my next video. I'm out. It's tight, and I tripped. I always make sure it's locked.